Okay, welcome back. As with the amp, when I went over the amp block and the new AFX 2, as those have seen, I'm going to have a quick look at the cabinet block as well. I don't tend to use this much because I've got a real cabinet, but I do record and I am interested, so I've had a look and there are differences. So, what have you got here? Again, 3 pages. First page is the cab type, very similar to before, although there's been a few added. Try and get stable. Although there's been a few added, for instance this one, RW, so it's a red wires cab. It's 1x12 EVL loaded cab. So the next one is a cab size. Now I like this. This basically lets you model the size of the cabinet that 1x12 is loaded in. So for instance, oversized 4x12s, you might increase that. What I've done on this particular patch is I've decreased the size slightly. I found the 12Ls a little bit too warm and lacking in sparkle, but some of the other cab sims were too kind of bright with not enough depth. I found using this cab sim and shrinking the size of the cabinet slightly just gave me a little bit more sparkle. I kind of like that. Mic is the same as before, it's just a mic you're using, but now you've got a proximity. So basically, how close is that mic to the cone? Now you can't alter the direction of the mic, you can't alter where it's positioned on the cone as such, but what you can do is back it off from the speaker cone slightly, which again, it's just fine-tuning, but it helps. You've then got what mode you're in the cab's in, high res in this case. You've got a room level. Now this is kind of a short reverb, if you like. It's a bit odd on its own because you kind of get it for a half a second or a quarter of a second, then it disappears again. But certainly if you then mix that with the reverb block itself, it just gives something that isn't there just with the reverb on its own. So there you go. Then you've got the size. Now room size, because it's a room reverb. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Messing with the wrong one there. I'm presuming that's to do with the room, the level of the room. So yeah, how big is the room that's giving you the room effect? Sorry, I got confused for a minute. Mic spacing. Now you've got the proximity and you've got a mic spacing. Not quite sure what the difference is, to be perfectly honest. I'll need to read the manual, which I haven't really done yet. But for those of you that are used to the standard, that's an extra parameter. And then you've got the low and the high cut. The rest is the same as the standard. As I say, I can't commit too much because I don't use the cab sims that often, but for those of you that are interested, that's the differences.